It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show this morning. Hanging out with arguably the hardest working man in the business, JP Sebastian in the house. Good to see you. Did you feel the power? The power of this movie that we're about to be talking about right now, which has been highly anticipated over a number of years and finally made its way to the silver screen, to what I have heard in these streets. People are like, you have to see it, and you have to see it on IMAX. In its full splendor. This is Avatar: The Way of Water.
It's James Cameron, the dude who gave us Big Boat, Kate Winslet, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I mean...
Terminator 1 and 2.
Did you just go Big Boat?
I have to speak from reptile brain for how big these movies are. You can't get sophisticated.
Right,
It's the thing was large, Titanic.
There we go.
So yes, of course, the screen makes complete sense. However, let's hear from the Navi's mouth themselves. Horse's mouth. The cast and crew of Avatar. James Cameron, all of them talking about what it means to return to the moon of Pandora for the second one, The Way of Water.
The Navi.
Ooh, sorry about pronunciation.
I went to the studio and I said, let's not just do another movie. Let's swing for the fences.
I think what people are in store for is Avatar, but times 100. It takes it to a whole other place.
I've never seen anything like this in a movie. It picks up where it left off, and he just...
It was wild. My eyes were glued to the screen, and I can't wait for people to see it.
The world is bigger. The stakes are higher.
This is our home!
I was always looking at everything in wonder.
What Jim is trying to create is very truthful, very emotional and grounded tales.
I need you to be strong.
A family trying to survive.
Strong-hearted.
It's really got this level of magic and crazy.
Go, 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 go!
It takes years to make these movies, but there's nothing like this.
It was the experience of the first movie, but on steroids.
Avatar: The Way of Water. We've just witnessed this past week the crowning of the greatest footballer of all time. Could we be witnessing the greatest movie of all time?
Ooh, wow, those visuals really took you on a journey.
They really did.
I suppose there was a lot of blue and white in there. It was very Argentinian, wasn't it?
Yes, man! Let's go. What are you saying about that? I mean, in terms of what the cast...
You tell me.
Right.
You were just blown away. You just kept looking at the screen going, oh, my days, oh,
Yeah,
my days.
exactly.
Does it feel like a level up from number one for you, from what little bit we saw?
It's the music for me. It takes me on a journey. It's open world. It's possibilities. It's anything and everything all in one.
It has to be half the script. Jeez, okay, I'm sold. Let's all go watch it with Kat. But he has to keep whispering, this is why it's amazing. So I'll give you a quick primer, because I've got to be clear with you. While it's been out already and 98% of South Africans have already seen it, but we've obviously got to join the celebration here, is that if you haven't seen Avatar 1, you're pretty much going to be lost out in the water. It's not going to leave you totally stranded, but I think that it behooves you to do your homework and go watch that one before you dive into number 2. Geez, stranded, dive in. Puns I didn't mean. But so where we find ourselves now is that Jake Sully, he's the dude who was piloting the Avatar in Avatar 1, has fully assumed he's Navi form. Sorry if I said it incorrect earlier.
Navi.
So un-PC of me.
So he's now gone full on with the tribe, and he's no longer... He's ditched his human
4 kids. They did the ponytail tango 4 times. Or at least they were like...
What on earth?
We all remember the creepy ponytails. We don't want to get into that again.
Bro.
There's an adoptee involved as well, who has her own mysterious background, but that will be revealed too. So what obviously happens, though, is because they've chased us, humanity, the sky people, off the moon the first time around, what happens? We're going to come back, because there's that mineral, unobtainium. There's this new secret thing that they find.
Unobtainium.
Which I just rolled off the tongue there. Jeez, I've become an Avatar nerd, instantly. Yeah, obviously now they're back on the run. Humans are back. That's the story. But now I'm going to get into the meat and potatoes of the thing. James Cameron, which you were just surprised about now, and which any sane person should be surprised about, has already written the next 4 of these.
Oh my
They are done
goodness.
and dusted, ready to shoot, ready to do the post-production CG stuff all together. And the problem already here is that this one, unfortunately, feels very much like filler.
Really?
There's no way that it moves forward or develops, say, politically, strategically, dynamically, in terms of its intrigue, in a way that is substantial enough to fill 3 hours. It's like when you get a word when you get a word count at university and you just desperately fill it with, and thus, in conclusion, and therefore, furthermore, to the point at hand. So it
That was
cannot
one
make
sentence, by the way.
a strong enough case for why it needs to be that long.
I hear you, but in conjunction with the first, I think from a story point of view, we had intensity in the first, right? There was
Yes.
a lot going on.
Yeah.
And to have this kind of reprieve, I think at the end of the day, if you were to watch it as a canon, right, then you're getting the,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
I need that
So
moment.
maybe that's James Cameron's like the problem as well, is that he's watching all 6 of these in his head.
Right.
Like back to back.
Right.
And so the problem is similar with like Hunger Games, for example, where those middle 2 were sort of like sags, like sagging in the middle kind of thing. Year 2, it doesn't make a strong enough point for itself. And there are a lot of things, I don't get hung up too much on logical inconsistencies. Oh, like, why did he do that? Why did he? It's a movie. Sometimes you forgive those things. But when they stack up so bad in this, there's an integral thing where, like, you know, for example, the bad guys disguise themselves as Navi to infiltrate, and that makes no sense eventually at the end. It doesn't come into play in a way that is substantive or anything like that.
I hear you.
So it's beautiful to look at. The emotive capture is not as strong even as Weta's previous work on the Planet of the Apes series, which is still better than this, but it is spectacular to look at. And if you're just out there for spectacle, I can only, unfortunately, give a movie like that, which is just looks and no substance at the core, a 5 out of 10 from JP.
Oh!
Look, when this thing, they say it took 13 years to get to this point where it is, I think that they really, and I'm not saying this is an insult, spent 11 on number 3, 4, 5, and 6. But number 2 sort of suffers in that it doesn't get maybe the care and attention that those next few
Second
might be
child
better.
syndrome.
That kind of thing, yeah.
Okay.
Bit of the...
Wow, 5. Do we have something else to watch that you brought us?
Tell you what, though, we were both just saying that James Cameron, he puts his heart and soul into the thing. It's not out there for us to decide, ooh, focus groups. What are people going to think of Avatar? It's his baby. It's him at the core, and he cares deeply for these things, and I respect that. I also respect, then, his environmentalist attitude, and so here's a sweet message from the team of Avatar about what the oceans mean to them, what saving the environment means to them, and how you can help out with the movie.
Okay.
Our upcoming movie, Avatar: The Way of Water, will transport audiences to the wonders of the reef, where they'll be introduced to a new oceanic clan and an array of diverse aquatic creatures.
The expanding world of Avatar allows us to appreciate the beauty of our biomes here on Earth.
Our oceans cover 70% of the planet and have a rich diversity of life. They're a powerful force in shaping the way we live.
Without significant change, more than half of the world's marine species may face extinction before the end of the century.
In celebration of the movie Avatar: The Way of Water, Disney and Avatar are supporting the Nature Conservancy to protect our oceans, including 10 amazing animals and their habitats.
10 exceptional treasures are at great risk to disappear forever if we don't act now.
You can help by creating your own Avatar-inspired ocean creature at www.avatar.com/keepouroceansamazing. For every creature created in the virtual Pandoran Ocean, Disney will donate $5 to the Nature Conservancy to help achieve their global goal of protecting 10% of the ocean by 2030.
Log on now to learn more about the Nature Conservancy and this incredible program.
Together, we can keep our oceans amazing.
Absolutely incredible. And even with JP's 5 popcorns out of 10, I'm going to give it a watch this
Boo.
Boo, JP. Eat the papoy. Good to see you, bro.